What a time to be alive. Sony and Microsoft have finally partnered to join forces for the future of gaming. Let's talk about this.
Can you
The gameplay featured here is brought to you by PureVPN. Keep your information online safe and secure with military-grade encryption and blazing speeds. PureVPN's already been rated one of the best VPN services of 2019. Use the link in the description. You can get your service for as low as $2.88 a month. That is 74% off what it regularly costs. But now, on to the video. Hey everybody, what is going on? Brandon here with some pretty big news. We had some big news drop today that Microsoft and Sony have finally decided to join hands and partner going forward to work on cloud gaming, to provide a cloud gaming service. And this is obviously a direct response as to their competitors that right now have been coming out against them in the cloud gaming market. Now, obviously, PlayStation has their PlayStation Now service, and Microsoft did just not too long ago announce their xCloud gaming service and what all they had going on to that. They have a lot of stuff going into this. They've been working on their cloud gaming stuff for the last several years. They were really, I think, going to be pushing it with the Xbox One, but obviously the world is not quite ready for cloud gaming, and it's not quite where we need it to be right now. But now we have Microsoft and Sony joining forces for the future of cloud gaming to compete against those of the folks of Amazon, presumably. There's rumors they've got a new cloud gaming service coming out. Obviously, Google just announced their cloud gaming thing. I was actually able to test that a little bit earlier this year. They had a little test with Assassin's Creed that I was able to be a part of. That was pretty interesting. And then we have Apple had just announced their new arcade service that's going to be a subscription service for iOS devices. So obviously they felt a lot of pressure coming from all sides to come up with something. And I think this is a pretty huge step going forward for Microsoft and Sony to finally be partnering. And it means a lot of different things and a lot of different moving parts. Now, when it comes to their partnership, it's not a direct partnership for the future console, at least not as of not right now, but more or so the cloud gaming technology that they're going to be using to get their services into the hands of people. Which this means a couple things. This means that whatever cloud gaming platform PlayStation has next is going to be the exact same platform that Xbox has, and more than likely all games that are on that platform are going to be backwards compatible, or not backwards compatible, but cross-play, whether you're on an Xbox or PlayStation. I don't know if this means we're going to see PlayStation exclusives via cloud service finally on Xbox and vice versa, or if we are just going to be limited to third-party games for the most part that are already on both systems going forward into the cloud gaming, that little market that they're going to have. But this does bring up a pretty big question to my mind, and that is, if you remember correctly, a few months ago, it was announced that Microsoft and Nintendo had actually partnered to get Xbox Live and Xbox Games Pass on the Nintendo Switch. They were also trying to get it on mobile phones, and a big proprietor to all that was that they were going to be using the xCloud service that Microsoft was developing, which is the cloud gaming service that is now partnered with Sony. So now that really has me wondering if this is the move we needed to happen. So now all three of the big guys when it comes to console gaming are all now, at least to an extent, going to be working together for the future of gaming against the mobile market. That seems to be what they're going to compete against directly. But this partnership could actually go nowhere, especially if it's only riding on the fact that it's the cloud gaming service, because right now, honestly, cloud gaming is not a very practical thing at all, especially for most people, because if you live somewhere like myself, like I live in the Midwest, the middle of well, it's not really the middle of nowhere, but it's just a rural area, and the fastest internet we have in this town that I live in is 100 megabits per second, and that's what we have here. And unless we have business class, which business class, if you live in a house, you really can't do that. So a lot of people aren't going to be able to either get the internet fast enough to do the cloud gaming, or if they can get the internet, they're more than likely not going to be able to afford it, which is a pretty big deal when you rely on having people subscribe to your service in order to pay for the games and to fund the service, to fund your server costs. If hardly anybody can afford your service, it's not going to do well, because if you're paying $100 a month for internet fast enough to run these games, and then you're also paying X amount of dollars for this service, it would probably just be cheaper to buy a physical copy of the game or a digital copy of the game and buy the hardware to run it. I don't really see anywhere in the near future this being more affordable than just owning the hardware and owning the game. Because when I tried Stadia, I mean, it wasn't bad. The Assassin's Creed that we were able to play on the service, it wasn't bad. There was significant control delay, but the picture wasn't too bad. But it did artifact quite a bit, and that's because my internet is just, it's as fast as I can get in my town, but it's not good enough really for doing that. It's not good enough for cloud gaming. And that's the way it is with most people, unfortunately. Yes, there's going to be those people that live in the areas where they can get the really fast internet and can do this, but not everybody's got it. We still live in a time where there are people that don't have internet. My mom pays a fortune because the only kind of internet she can get is satellite. Nathan, he can't even get that out there. He has to use his cell phone in order to, use it as a hotspot for internet. So there are people out there that can't even afford internet or can't even get internet. So cloud gaming just doesn't seem to be the future, at least not right now. But who knows? Maybe they'll come up with some awesome compression, or maybe Sony and Microsoft will start getting political. Maybe they'll get some bills passed. Maybe this is what gets net neutrality fixed. We'll see, I guess. But maybe they'll get political, they'll get some bills passed and make it internet more affordable, or maybe that's part of it. Maybe Microsoft or Sony is going to be setting up data centers to get internet out to people that's more affordable for this. I doubt that, but that would be pretty cool if they did, or at least if this paved the way for some other companies to step in, because areas like my own where there's like a monopoly on the internet and the internet we get's not very fast and it's not very affordable, it kind of sucks. So that's the biggest problem I see with this partnership, especially if it's all based on the cloud gaming. But I am excited because this does mean that they are at least talking. This could mean we could start seeing games that are Xbox exclusive on the PS4, PS4 exclusive on the Xbox One, and who knows, maybe we can get to a point where just everybody's got a gaming PC that's affordable and we all play whatever we want, whenever we want, on whatever we want. Who knows? But that's all the time I got for this one, though, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this video and you want to see more, please do me a favor and hit that red subscribe button. If you want to know anytime Nathan and I upload videos, please do us a favor and ding that bell icon. That way you'll know anytime we upload, because YouTube doesn't send notifications out anymore, apparently. But that's all the time I got for this one, guys, and I will see you all next time.